My name is Doug Parker, host of the Cruise Radio podcast, and this is a review of Holland America's MS Westerdam. If you like this video and you'd like to see more content, subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. The MS Westerdam is part of Holland America's Vista-class, so there are 4 Vista-class ships. There's the Noordam, the Oosterdam, the Westerdam, and the Zuiderdam. Now, taking a look at this ship, the Westerdam, it was launched in 2003. She comes in at 82,500 gross registered tons and is 936 feet long. We'll start at Deck 1, which is the main deck. This deck is mostly filled with staterooms with the exception of all the way forward. That's where you'll find the entrance to the show theater. That's called the main stage. The main stage consists of 3 decks, so it's a 3-deck theater space spanning decks 1, 2, and 3. Now, midship on Deck 1 is the guest relations area and also the start of the 3-deck atrium. Actually, right above this area is the Pinnacle Grill, which is the steakhouse up on Deck number 2. The MS Westerdam has 3 banks of elevators. All the way forward, there are 4 elevators. Midship has 6 elevators, 2 on the port side, 2 on the starboard, and 2 right in the middle. And then there's a bank of 4 elevators all the way in the back of the ship. Deck number 2 on the MS Westerdam is called the Lower Promenade Deck. We'll start at the main stage in the theater. It's in here where you'll find the production shows, bingo games, and port talks. It seems that Holland America is doing more partnerships for their production shows these days and less in-house song and dance type shows. The one we saw on Westerdam was called Postmodern Jukebox, and it was a take of newer songs, but with a vintage feel on them. It was a pretty cool production show. Now, outside of the theater is Billboard On Board. This is a partnership that Holland America launched a few years ago. You'll find dual pianos in here. This bar sits in the same space as the casino. So basically, the Billboard On Board and the dual pianos, that's going to be on your starboard side, and the port side, pretty much all of the port side is going to be the casino. Now, where the nightclub used to be, it used to be called the Northern Lights Disco. Now it's called the Gallery Bar. This is an open space that is tucked away in the back of the casino. You can grab a handcrafted cocktail in here or watch one of the games on the TVs. Other than that, it's just kind of another place to have a drink and maybe discuss your gaming strategy, if that's a thing. Once you leave this area, you'll come across the B.B. King's Blues Club. That's where musicians perform blues and jazz throughout the night. Now, during the day, this space doubles as America's Test Kitchen. That's their partnership with the PBS show where cooking demonstrations and shows are done on select days of the cruise. And if you want to find the show time for America's Test Kitchen or really any show time around the ship, just check out your daily planner. Or check out the Holland America, I believe it's called the Navigator app. It works really well. As we continue our walk back, we'll pass those midship elevators, then come across the Pinnacle Grill. The Pinnacle Grill is the steakhouse that's located on all of the Holland America ship. It's a specialty steakhouse, so it does cost extra money. They have this massive President's Cut steak in here. I think it's like 36 ounces. It's a bone and ribeye. If you could demolish this thing afterwards, you are the man or woman of the night, and you'll probably need a nap afterwards. The Pinnacle Bar is located just outside of the Pinnacle Grill, followed by the Art Gallery and then Lincoln Center Stage. Now, this is the partnership with the Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. You'll find some really, really talented musicians in here. And all the music on this ship is staggered. So let's say Dueling Pianos is playing at one time, and then you might have B.B. King, and then you might have Lincoln Center. They all kind of overlap to spread the crowd out, but it is possible to catch all the shows if you wanted to do that. You might just have to hop around a little bit. Keep walking aft from here and you'll dead end into the main dining room. There's only one main dining room on the Westerdam, and it does span 2 decks. It offers both as you wish or traditional dining. As you wish is your anytime dining. Typically, 1 deck is used for each type of dining. And then up to deck number 3 is the second level of the main dining room. Some really good seats on both deck 2 and deck 3 back here, especially if you want to sit by the window to catch that sunset. Some really good sunsets happening in the Caribbean or Alaska, wherever you're sailing the Westerdam. Walking outside of the main dining room, you have a spot where you can walk outside and grab some fresh air if you'd like to, or walk off a couple of those dessert calories. The promenade circles the whole deck of the ship out here. Continuing forward, you'll come across the photo shop. That's where you can pick up those formal night and gangway photos, or different photos you were taken around the ships by the photographers that hound you. Then you come into the ocean bar. That hugs the atrium on deck 3. Another spot here for lounging and the occasional musician. The shops on deck number 3 take up a lot of real estate. When I took this video, I was docked in Juneau, Alaska. So all the shops were closed, but you can pick up logo gear here and different items of the sort. I always try to buy my model ship really early because they seem to sell out quickly on all my sailings, not just Holland America, but every cruise line that I've been on lately. It's like they don't order enough or something. The Microsoft Digital Workshop can also be found in here. This is where you can learn how to edit photos, figure out how to use the cloud, and basic computer skills. All the classes are complimentary, and you don't have to buy an internet package to do this because a lot of this stuff is done offline. Opposite of the Microsoft Digital Workshop are some conference rooms, and then all the way forward is the top deck of the show theater, deck number 3, or the cheap seats. Deck number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all staterooms on the MS Westerdam. And if you're curious where the Neptune Lounge is located on here, it's on deck number 7, midship. You can access it from both the port or starboard side of the ship. Deck 9 is the Lido deck, starting at the very front with the greenhouse spa. You'll find a bunch of treatment rooms up here and the fitness center with some treadmills and some free weights and things of the sort. If you're looking for a deck with peace and quiet, I suggest walking just outside of the fitness center all the way forward. There's a wraparound outside deck. And since a lot of the passengers on the ship don't really come to the fitness center, not a lot of people know about this deck. I found it kind of by accident, really, when I was running one morning, but it's just so quiet out here. However, behave because you're basically in an aquarium. Everyone that's in the gym can see you out there, but it's a really cool place to watch the sunrise if the ship is pointed in the right direction. Just before you walk outside to the pool area, you'll have the hydrotherapy or mineral pool. You'll have to get a spa pass to access this pool, but it's really worth it. The spa pass runs around $40 per day, or you can buy a week pass. Now, the prices do vary by ship and itinerary, but it looks to be somewhere in the ballpark of $199 per person for a 7-night cruise. There is a nice pool area on the Westerdam, and it does have the option to be covered, and that makes the ship perfect for sailing the Alaska region, where it can get a little chilly sometimes or have some afternoon showers. They can close the roof or put the roof over the pool, and boom, you're still using the pool. Plenty of seating around here, also some nice loungers, along with 2 hot tubs. There's a taco bar, that famous dive-in burger shack with burgers and hot dogs, and a bar just opposite of the burger shack. Now, the Lido Deck buffet on board, your typical standard buffet fare. This area mirrors each other, both on the port and starboard side, and plenty of seating up here. Nice selections of made-to-order salads, hot meals, sandwiches, desserts, and awesome cookies that are pretty much available around the clock. Now, there's another pool on the very back of the Lido Deck, along with 2 hot tubs. This is a pretty popular smoking area back here as well. Now, if we go up to deck number 10, there's an open space back up here, and if you start walking forward and you look to your port side, you'll see a basketball court kind of behind the smokestack. That's going to be the sports area here on the ship. The Kids Club is located on the back of deck number 10 as well, both Club Howl and the Loft for the older kids. And if you keep walking forward, you'll look down into the Lido Deck and see that retractable roof. Again, that roof is typically open, but in bad weather, they will shut the roof so people could still swim down below. You'll find more staterooms and suites on the forward decks of deck number 10, but then if you keep walking forward, you'll hit the Exploration Central or the Crow's Nest. They seem to slowly be phasing out the name Crow's Nest and going with Exploration Central and Cafe. A lot of digital stations up here to see where the ship's located. Also a shore excursion desk up here, and these big tablets, they remind me of big iPads. You can kind of see where you are or explore the next port of call you're going to. There's some navigational equipment up here as well as a coffee shop. Now, up to deck number 11 is where you'll find the retreat. This is a space you can purchase with, your own personalized and private service. There isn't a pool or anything up here, but you do get drinks and you get a shaded area, like a cabana basically, and it will set you back a few $100s, or it could for a 7-night cruise. Again, prices do vary by the itinerary. And then just forward of the retreat area is another observation deck. And that'll about do it for our tour of the MS Westerdam. I've sailed this ship, I think, twice now. I've sailed it once in Alaska and once in the Caribbean. And this is the perfect Alaska ship with the retractable roof and all the observation decks. Of course, the crow's nest, which is found on every Holland America ship. Just a lot of places to get you connected with nature on the Westerdam. And again, if you're in the Caribbean on this ship, it's great too, because if you're sailing the Panama Canal, you want great views there as well, especially if you don't book a balcony cabin. If you like this video and you'd like to see more content, subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. You are the reason why I do make these videos. My name is Doug Parker. I'm the host of the Cruise Radio podcast and the daily Cruise Radio news briefs. You can listen to both of those where you listen to your favorite podcast. Just type in Cruise Radio or Cruise Radio News. So what do you think about Holland America's Westerdam? Have you sailed her, or would you consider sailing her? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.